Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm your host, Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. We're coming to you live from the Nasdaq market site, all the way in from California. We have Bob Lang. He's the founder of Explosive Options. You may recognize his chart work from Jim Cramer's Mad Money. It's great to have you with us. And what perfect timing, as what is it? It's Tuesday, April 23rd. The Nasdaq-100 index is close to hitting all-time highs. We took a look at this chart just last night.
That's right.
And those moves are clearly happening today.
It's amazing because when you double back to the end of last year, 2018, right around Christmas Eve, we can see where the Christmas Eve bottom, when Santa Claus was making his ride across the world, the Nasdaq was actually hitting bottoms that we hadn't seen in years. So we saw a very, very nice bounce off of that level, and it's made higher highs, higher lows, all the way up, and it's been super strong all the way to where we're at right now, which is actually, we can see the double top it's hitting from back in late August to early October, when it's first made a major decline, right into the December lows. But we've exceeded those levels right now. So you know what else are we gonna
Right.
what else are we gonna say? We have nobody has a loss right now.
So when you take a look at the chart here, does it suggest that there's any near-term resistance, or potentially it's overbought, or is it just longer term if it keeps trading at these levels?
Well, you would have thought that coming into today, we would see some of the resistance here, and you can see where the arrow is on the chart over here. I was looking for a little bit of a pullback, and we see that 10-day moving average, which is the blue line right up over here, has been a very, very nice level of support for the Nasdaq. And I was thinking maybe a little bit of a pullback over there would be a nice little entry point. We've seen dip buyers coming back into the market here in a ferocious way over the past couple of months. So I thought maybe a little bit of a dip, a pullback there would be a nice spot to get long a little bit more. But we haven't gotten that just yet. So you know, I'm looking for that. And frankly, you know, this particular level right here, I'm a little bit more cautious than most people are. So, you know, I'm looking for a little bit of a pullback, taking money off the table, buying some protection, and so forth.
Well, I mean, it's had quite a run. I mean, technology's been leading the market all the way this year. And let's even talk a little bit of fundamentals right now, because it's always that argument, is it fundamentals or the charts that's leading the way in terms of price action? But we're in earnings season right now. I could say about maybe 20% or so through, and expectations were just so poor that even the slightest beats are taking these stocks all the way up.
That's right. And you know, oftentimes what we find going into earnings season, Jill, is that they pull estimates down a little bit. At least the analysts do, right? To be a little bit probably not too pessimistic, but actually lowering the bar for these companies to jump over. And you know, we've had all sorts of issues coming in. These companies very well could have been complaining about trade, about tariffs, about the stronger dollar, about anything else that throw the kitchen sink in with their quarter, higher interest rates and so forth. But we've had some companies coming out with some really good earnings. We had Netflix actually from the decent earnings. Guidance was a little bit light, but you know, we've had some other companies coming in and showing some really good metal. And you know, I know a favorite of yours, IBM, you know, came in with really good numbers, guided a little bit lower, but the stock is starting to come back again. So I mean, that's really been the theme of this market around earnings season.
Right. I think it's encouraging too to see some of the industrial names come through, and they have been performing really well. And those are the ones that are most sensitive to a rising dollar and trade tariffs.
Well, look at names like Lockheed Martin today. It's up about $20. I mean, it came in with some really good, strong earnings. We have some other names that are in the in that space, like Boeing, that's coming out tomorrow, and also Northrop Grumman. No, Boeing, of course, you know, has their issues with the Max 737 Max, right? But we'll see how these names perform. You know, Caterpillar's coming out in the morning. That's always been a favorite of the industrials, and people have been talking about that being strong if we do get a China deal. That could certainly help that company as well too later this year.
All right, so we know Explosive Options, you do a lot of momentum trading there. You're coming out with a new product. You're going to be talking about charts all the time, it sounds like. Tell us about that.
I get a lot of, Jill, I get a lot of feedback from people out there, in not just in the Twitter sphere, but everywhere else, you know, wanting to know more about my charts and the technicals and so forth, not just what we do with Jim Cramer on Mad Money, but elsewhere. So I put together a new product called EO Charts, and it's going to be going live in the beginning of May. May 1st, May 2nd, and we're testing it out right now with some people, but so far it's been really good. I send out a chart a day on the indices, so it could be the Russell, it could be the Nasdaq, it could be the Dow, or the S&P 500, then some other charts as well too. I'll do webinars, I'll take some requests from some of the readers as well, and I'll do some live stuff with the charts as well too. So I mean, it's all charts. People want to learn more. I've written a book, of course, as you know,
Yep.
Know Your Options, which also is another good instructive tool about charts and technicals. So.
All right, the
we're all
wheels
in
are
it.
spinning. I'm already thinking about new content for Trade Talks because our audience absolutely loves taking a look at the charts as well. Great to have you with us in New York.
Great to be here,
And thank
Jill.
you for joining me on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at